Welcome back to Reddit Story Time. Today we have 4 incredible stories. Let's dive right in.
Story number 1. Apparently my pool belongs to the whole neighborhood. A homeowner gets a deal of a lifetime in 2009, a house right after the crash, cheap enough that there's cash left over to build a pool. He loves his neighborhood. Most of his neighbors are hardworking, decent people. But 3 houses down, a new family moves in and there. A lot, broken down cars littering the yard, outdoor speakers blasting at midnight. Beer cans and pizza boxes tossed into the woods behind the houses. Then one morning his phone wakes him up, motion detected in the backyard. He checks the camera and there are 6 children he has never seen before swimming in his pool, playing games, dunking on his basketball hoop which they bent. So he calls the police non-emergency line and officers arrive to walk the kids home. They're too young to charge. Case closed. Oh no. An hour later, pounding on his front door. It's the new mom and she has a theory. If he didn't want strangers jumping into his pool, he shouldn't have a pool at all. After all, and I quote, not everyone can afford a pool, so he needs to share. Let's just sit with that logic for a second. Not everyone can afford a pool, therefore everyone is entitled to yours. By that standard, she owes the neighborhood rides in her car and dinner off her table. As the homeowner points out, if he knew these kids, if their family had ever once walked over and introduced themselves, he'd probably have said yes to a swim. But a backyard pool isn't a public beach. It's a legal liability with a duty fence around it. And the person who owns it gets to decide who swims. The mom left with nothing but her theory.
And the verdict, your pool is not a public beach.
Story number 2. Dropping your sick child off at daycare. A daycare worker notices that Katie, the sweetest kid in the preschool room, is quiet and flushed. Katie says her neck hurts, but when she points, it's her throat. Temperature, 101. Then comes the detail that changes everything. Katie has felt sick for days. Mom and Dad have been dosing her with medicine each morning, just enough to mask the fever so she passes the drop-off check. They knew. The parents are called. They take over 2 hours to arrive, 2 hours while Katie cries off and on, feeling worse, wanting to go home. And when Dad finally shows up, does he apologize? He gives the director attitude. Why didn't you people just give her some Tylenol? The director explains calmly that staff can't give a child so much as a cough drop without a doctor's note, and that sick kids cannot be dropped off, period. Katie can't return until she's been fever-free for 2 full days. Dad fires back with the classic, "What am I supposed to do?" And the director delivers the line of the story, "That's not our problem. You just exposed every child in this building, and here's the karma." The next morning, our narrator wakes up with a sore throat from hell. The morning teacher, 6 months pregnant, is out sick too. Over the next few days, 3 more children fall ill, all Katie's playmates. The diagnosis, strep throat. 3 days of misery for our narrator. 5 for the pregnant coworker. All because 2 parents decided their schedule outranked everyone else's health, including their own daughters. As our narrator puts it, she was miserable and their lives were more important than that.
And the verdict, your schedule is not everyone else's problem.
Story number 3. The birthday mom who struck twice. Picture a semi-famous Michigan ice cream shop. Everything handmade. Flavors depend on what the kitchen has. And everyone in town knows you order party flavors a week or 2 ahead. Our narrator is on their 2nd day ever when the birthday mom walks in. She needs a pile of flavors for her son's party today. And of course, her son's favorite, Mackinac Island fudge, is sold out. There is no more. There is no back stock. It's handmade. That's the whole thing. The staff try everything to save the order anyway, right up until she calls the manager, who is mid-training a brand new teenager, a word we can't say on this channel. The manager calmly takes the scooper out of the new hire's hands, drops the ice cream back in the cooler, and delivers the store's policy. If that's your attitude, no ice cream for you today. And this woman reaches over the counter and slaps the manager on the back of the head, then bolts. They get her license plate, but the cops can't do much. Filed away. For now. 1 year later, same mom, different birthday. She orders a Batman versus Superman cake from a big grocery chain. And when she arrives to pick it up, she decides it is, quote, insufficiently themed. So she walks around behind the bakery counter, picks up the cake and drop kicks it across the store, demanding a better one. She's arrested on the spot for disorderly conduct. And as they book her in, the system pings. Last year's assault complaint from an ice cream shop. Same woman. As it turns out, she was locally notorious for exactly this, every single year around her son's birthday. This time it stuck. 2 years of probation, 300 hours of community service, and no one has heard a peep since. The lesson: assault is like ice cream, it keeps. It just takes a year to serve.
And the verdict: karma has a long memory and a cake.
Story number 4. The fire lane is not your parking space. A woman comes home at night to find a car parked in the fire lane directly behind her parking space, a young couple and their 4-year-old, deep in an endless round of goodbye hugs with grandma. Important detail: our narrator is legally blind in one eye. Her depth perception makes threading past a parked car impossible without scraping something, so she waits. A full minute. Then 2 polite flashes of the headlights, the international symbol for I'm here. The mom and dad look directly at her and turn back to their conversation. Then the third hug, then more chatting. She finally gets out and asks them to move. The response: just go around. When she explains she's legally blind, the mom's answer is a masterpiece. Well, you can just wait. That's literally what I've been doing, she replies. You just haven't noticed because you're inconsiderate. They finally leave, and she calmly asks grandma, politely, no threats, just please tell your daughter not to park there. That's when the tires squeal. The mom comes flying back, leaps out of the car, and screams the sentence of the year. Is IT giving or is IT taking? Twice. Nobody knows what it means to this day. What follows is a full neighborhood screaming match. The lane isn't even painted red. Mom argues, ignoring the words no parking still visible on the worn paint. The husband calls our narrator old. She notes he can join the adults when he finishes growing his beard, while his daughter sits alone in a running car still parked in the fire lane. Grandma asks 3 times whether she rents or owns, as if that decides whose lane it is. The finale, as our narrator tells it: she went inside and drank cocoa with her old cat. Some arguments you win by simply leaving them.
And the verdict: the paint was faded, the entitlement wasn't.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed these stories, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more. See you next time.